Hi everyone, you might remember the pressing issue on our mind back in the 80s. You see, at that time, we knew what our gender was, and we knew what our sexual orientation was, and we knew what our religious affiliation was, and who we might vote for if we were old enough, and we certainly knew our sun sign. But it got down to, can someone please tell me, what season am I? You see, back then, someone came up with a brilliant marketing idea that if we charge $80, get women into our shop, we can convince them that based on their skin tone, this array of colors would suit you fine and enhance your look out into that busy world. Well, we proved we had more money than brains, because off we went into that shop. And I remember that day clearly as I walked in with my khakis and my sneakers and my polo shirt, and she looked at me, and suddenly she was draping an array of cloths around my shoulders. And at the end of the ordeal, she gently placed her hands on my shoulders, spoke to me through the mirror, and said, "Dear, you are a raving winter." What the hell that meant, I had no clue, but when I left the shop that day, I had what was then becoming my Bible. And women everywhere could be seen going into shops like Town and Country, and we would go up to an array of clothing and compare color swatches and shake our head and say, no, that's not for me. And suddenly we looked at our friends differently, and we would look at the blondes and say, we can't hang out. We don't look good together. Or we would say, do you want to have a clothes swap? You could have all my beiges. I'll have all your black and whites. Well, it certainly was a turning point in our lives, and especially if we enhanced it with having our styles done, as I did. And I was told right off the top, I am what is referred to as a high H. Picture it. A high H, ladies, is basically a refrigerator. Well, getting back to the colors, our partners would go out and buy us lavish gifts. And I remember one Christmas, Joe presented me with this beautifully wrapped box. And I opened it up and I looked at it and my eyes lit up, and Joe said, "You like it?" "Oh, Joe, it's beautiful." But, well, you see, Joe, I'm a cool blue and this is a warm blue. And off we'd go back to the shop and say, I have to return this. They go, "Oh, that's a shame. Your husband was so excited about it. Was there an issue with the size?" No, it was merely the wrong shade of blue. Well, thankfully, they started to make it easy, because what they then came up with was what was called color block. And I no longer had to sweat over what shade I was going to purchase, because it had every one for a raving winter. Stay well.